Did you see that scary wave? Larry Brown has a scary story today, and your waves are kind of, ooh.
Trying to get us in the mood.
Got so much in there. Ghost stories are a big thing right now, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. I usually have a very busy October, first part of November, and that's the case this year. Got a lot of ghost or scary gigs coming up. Yes.
Yeah. And you're invited to check these out, too. See Larry in person. You'll have one good time. Starting today, right? 1 o'clock?
Yes. I'll be over at Boone Landing at 1 o'clock this afternoon with the Symphony Society having an event there.
Howard County Public Library in Fayette on Thursday. This Thursday, October 25th, 6:30, Ghost Stories.
Yes, this is my 3rd annual appearance over there.
Grand Cave State Park. What are you doing there?
Ghost Stories right in front of the mouth of the cave.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Saturday, October 27th at 7:30. Then you've got St. Francis House in Columbia, Thursday, November the 1st at 8. Yeah. The Lighthouse Theater, Saturday, November the 3rd at 7:30.
That's a storytelling concert. We'll have local storytellers, a youth teller involved, and then also the Celebration on November 17th. We'll have local tellers and youth tellers as well that I've been working with.
That's Cherry Street Artisan at 7 o'clock on the 17th. For more information, call Larry Brown, 642-9326, or his website is brownstory.com. Okay, on with our story.
Ready?
Hold on to our chairs, right? Don't turn on the lights.
Years ago, down in the dismal swamp in South Georgia, folks said one time this old woman moved back into the swamp, and every time they'd go to hunt or trap, she would chase them off and scare them off. And they said she could turn into whatever she wanted to become. And they'd send their dogs off hunting, and the dogs wouldn't come back. People were so afraid to go down into that swamp. People lived there for years until one day it was Buford McMinn said, I'm going to take care of this right now. He put out word across the country explaining their situation with this witchy woman down in the swamp and who could come and help them. And sure enough, it wasn't too long. An old Seminole Indian showed up at Buford's cabin, said, I reckon I can help you. You got to do what I say when the time's right. Buford said, okay, and they made their financial arrangements, and one morning the fog was settling down in the swamp, and that old Indian said, Buford, it's time to go. Get your dogs. Buford said, what do you mean we? You got to come with me. Help with me with the dogs. Well, they took off, got 6 of Buford's best dogs, and went off down into the swamp. They hadn't gone very far. Suddenly, a big old bear just raised up out of the swamp. The dogs went, well, there was going to be a fight. Buford reached for his gun, but the old Indian said, now hold back, hold back. This isn't a regular bear. And sure enough, as that bear was standing up and growling, that old Indian reached down to a leather satchel. The bear spotted that, and sure enough, the bear sort of backed off and turned around, and right before their very eyes, the bear turned into a deer and sped off into the woods. Well, they went right back after that bear, and the dogs going, chasing. Pretty soon they got so far away they couldn't hear him. Went back in there and found that those dogs had been chasing that old deer through the woods. Well, the deer, who was really the witch, got to the edge of the water, and she realized she needed to do something else. She looked around, and she changed herself into a stump of an old cypress tree. When the dogs came up around that stump, they were sniffing and yelping. By the time Buford and the old Indian got up there, the dogs were circling that stump. And the old Indian said, now you just stay put. Hold your dogs. He reached down into that leather satchel and pulled out a handful of blue powder and began to scatter it all around that stump. As soon as he did, there was a lightning crack, sparks flying out of that stump, and the dogs went back off into the woods. And right before their eyes, the smoke kind of filled around that stump and then cleared away, and all was quiet. That old Indian said, I think we take care of that witch now. And you know, folks go back to that place there on the edge of the dismal swamp, and that stump is there. It's all black and charred, but they said it hasn't changed in years. But folks are a little nervous going back because they say, you never know. She might be back. The witch Stump.
Oh. Had me on the edge of my chair. You need to see Larry Brown in person. Many ghost stories happening this week. And I wonder if that Indian found that blue powder at D&H. So call Larry Brown at 642-9326 or brownstory.com for more information. Larry Brown, singer and songwriter, all-around entertainer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Uncle James.
See you next time on the Kids Corner. And we'll see you next time on the Kids Corner. Until then, bye-bye, be good, behave, see ya.